Hey guys, welcome in and thank you for joining my TikTok series. My name is Yelo. If you are new here, I own a plant shop located in Columbus, Ohio. I'm a plant enthusiast and I also do plantscaping, or I call it plant design, basically interior design, but I only do plants and plant decor and kind of piecing things together based off of the plants. Anyway, this is going to be my first video on my TikTok series segment, and I'm going to be repotting this plant, but versus going through detail of how I'm repotting the plant, I'm going to talk a little bit about myself and also try and show you guys what I'm doing in the meantime. This plant is just being separated to be separated for the full purpose of this video. It's not been cleaned or anything yet, so if you see that it's dusty or dirty, please ignore it. If you can't see everything, please ignore that as well. I'm just going to kind of go over what I'm doing and why I'm on TikTok and how my journey has been so far. So if you're wondering what type of plant this is actually a Alocasia poly. So yeah, they're not the easiest plant to take care of, but they're not the hardest either. They definitely take some time, some compassion, and also a little bit of dedication because they can drop leaves very easily and a lot of their leaves tarnish easily. But that's for another video. So as I mentioned, my name is B Yelo, and I own a plant store in Ohio. Before I did the plant store, I did own a clothing store for quite some time. I don't know the exact years, but basically I guess if you're watching this video, you're going to find out my real age if you didn't know. I always say I'm 55 on like my TikTok lives and pretty much anything related to TikTok, but I'm actually 35. Started doing my own thing when I was 19. I didn't do it full time, meaning without any other job, until I was around 27. So I'm 35 now, so it's been quite a few years, honestly. And at this point, it's really all I know. So it's been a journey. I do miss fashion, but I do love plants. I don't love everything about the plant industry or the people who are in plants, but I love the fact that I'm learning about new plants every day. I'm learning how to take care of plants differently every day. Also, I'm kind of a control freak, so doing indoor plants versus outdoor plants just happens to work better for me. So right now, all I'm going to be doing is getting the soil off of the roots. I like doing this just because I feel like it's better. That way I can see what the roots are doing. I can see how healthy the roots are, or if they need to be, rejuvenated, going back to water or something. In most cases, when it comes to your roots, you want to make sure that your roots are chunky or crispy even. They shouldn't be mushy. They shouldn't be falling off either. If that is the case, then your plant more than likely has root rot. So this has two. The way this plant was made, or put in this pot actually, had a bunch of like moss on top of it. So I took off as much as I could with it being fully together. But now I'm going to go ahead and try and get the rest off. Alright, so if you look at this plant here, they actually have little nets around the, I guess the base where the roots are. So you can definitely leave those if you want to. I choose not to. My reasoning on taking them off is just because I feel like it kind of constricts or restricts your roots from growing into, whatever soil you're putting them into. And to take it off, I either just rip it or I'll get a pair of scissors, cut it, and then gently pull them off. You do want to be careful, however, because you don't want to damage any of the roots or the plant itself. But your roots will be going through it or growing through it, so you do have to be fairly careful. Also, while repotting, it's a really good time to prune your plant as well, as you are pretty much seeing every part of it. If you see any damaged foliage or if you see any rotting roots, just go ahead and get rid of them. Your plant doesn't need it. I'm not a big believer in it's taking away energy from the plant. However, it's not needed and it's not necessary, so why not get rid of it? So now that we have both of the root systems cleaned up, I'm going to go ahead and get some pots. I actually already have the pots here, so I'm going to go ahead and start repotting them. People always ask, do you have to use the same soil or can you use all new soil? You can pretty much do whatever you want. So if you want to use the same soil and add in other soil, you can mix it up. That works. If you want to get rid of all of your soil, you can do that as well. Or if you want to only use your old soil, you can do that too. For this first one, I'm just going to go ahead and use whatever I have left. For the second one, if I have extra, I'm going to add soil and use the soil that I was using earlier. So whenever you're repotting, if you've seen my video before, I definitely recommend putting soil at the base of the pot. So about a 1/2 inch of soil. So you want to make sure that you at least fill up the bottom of the pot. That way you can't see anything through the holes. And I like to recommend that you have your plant in the pot hanging freely. That way the roots are kind of floating above the soil. And then I like to go around and add soil around the root system. So I actually ended up using all of the soil from the original plant. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some more soil and then I'll pot the other one. I'll be right back. So for the Alocasia, I just recommend using a regular potting soil. So I don't know if you guys caught that, but I just backed up and everything fell. But we're going to ignore it because that's just a part of my life. So as I mentioned earlier, we're going to use a regular potting soil for this Alocasia. So again, we're going to fill up the base of the pot, about 1/2 inch with soil. Then we're going to go ahead and add in the other plant. And like I said, we're going to hold it that way it's kind of floating up so that we can get the soil all between the roots. And again, this is just my method, so if something else works for you, by all means do that. This is just what works for me and the practice that I use for repotting plants, but in particular, Alocasias. So yeah, that one's done. Now we'll talk a little bit more. So what is my goal with TikTok? My goal with TikTok is to definitely just help educate people, let people know that there's different ways of doing things and that anything is possible basically. When it comes to being an entrepreneur, when it comes to doing social media, I feel like anyone can do it. There's enough room for all of us. I don't look like your typical plant shop owner. I don't look like your typical TikToker. I don't look like your typical pretty much anything in general. And I feel like for me growing up, I always felt like I was the outcast, like I wasn't able to do something because I didn't fit the part in terms of how I look. And I'm here to show people that you can look different, you could do things differently, you could do whatever you want, just be good at it, you know? For those of you who always reach out to me about how to open up a plant store, I say just do it. There's enough room for all of us. There's plants sold everywhere. You're going to get people who say that your plants are expensive or that your plants are bad, you know? Like everybody's selling plants and doing different things. We can't really compete with the big box stores. We can't compete with the grocery stores, the Lowe's, the Home Depots. They're buying plants for hundreds of thousands of stores. We're buying plants for one store. There's no way that our prices are going to be the same. It just doesn't work that way, and anyone with common sense understands that. So be ready for those comments. However, ignore them. They don't really matter. They don't really have anything to do with you or what you're doing in your business practice because people don't really think of things in the bigger way. They like to think of things on the scale of what's affecting them. And again, there's options. So if you can't shop, if they can't shop with you, they'll shop somewhere else. So just ignore whatever they say. People like to, it's a whole pick me thing right now. And everybody wants to say, oh, this is affecting me and you're making me feel this way. But in reality, it has nothing to do with you. So don't take that to heart. If you want to be on TikTok and you want to post TikTok videos, just be consistent, be genuine. Of course, people are going to talk about the same thing, and that's normal. It's TikTok. There's, billions of, I think it's 1 billion people on TikTok. I really can't remember, but there's so many people, and there's only so much that we can do on this one planet. So I feel like you're going to recycle information, and that's fine. Someone's going to recycle your information, and that's fine. Just be true to you, do what you want to do. And that's all that should matter, to be honest. But again, consistency is key. If you don't have 1,000 followers yet and you want to go live, my biggest thing that I can say to you is be a part of the community. Go to other lives. Go to other TikTokers. Like their videos. Comment on their videos. Be a part of the conversation. Be a part of the community. talk to them, get seen, be consistent going into their lives, send them gifts, do whatever it takes to get noticed, then that notoriety is going to fall back onto you, and people are going to start checking out your profile, checking out your videos, giving you a follow. Be a positive impact. Don't be negative. Don't be a Debbie Downer. Don't be a troll. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to be a part of that. And once you start going live, you're going to see that's what a lot of people do. But if you ignore it, it'll go away. They'll come in, they'll say what they want to say, ignore it. They'll leave, they don't get the reaction that they want. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you do want to go live, you do have to be careful on TikTok. You can't do certain things. Definitely read the terms and conditions or the rules and regulations. That way you don't ever get in trouble on TikTok, because it is a real thing. It can happen, and it can mess up opportunities for you. For instance, I'm not able to get subscribers for some odd reason, but I'm able to get every other thing on this platform, but I cannot get subscribers. So be careful, because you will be reprimanded, and it sucks. It honestly does suck. But I'm still grateful for TikTok. TikTok has really elevated me as a person, elevated me as a TikToker, elevated me as an entrepreneur, elevated me as a business plant store owner. It's elevated me in so many levels, and I'm forever grateful for this platform and everyone that I have met on here. I get tremendous love. I have tremendous supporters, friends, family that I've made on this app alone, and it's just been amazing for me, honestly. But I could go on and on about that. I got a few questions from a lot of people that they want me to answer on this. So the next video is going to be my Q&A video. But this is like my little intro from me to you. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned. Well, not really stay tuned. Watch the next video. This is episode 1. Go to episode 2. And hopefully you enjoy. Thank you so much for investing your time, effort, and money into me and watching my series. Hopefully this is helpful on a lot of levels, not just one. Hopefully this is the experience that you needed, and I appreciate you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.